welcome to Find It, where we are here together. I am Debbie Bettendorf, your host, and I have none other than my beautiful daughter, Victoria Bettendorf, Tori, aka Tori, here on assignment. What is the assignment?
It's a relaxy cast. We've got our tea, a cup of tea, and our sweatshirts and our fuzzy socks on.
Yeah, and so she calls it a relaxy cast because we have sweatshirts and comfy stuff on. And I said, well, comfy, I think we should call it a comfy cast. So it's a debate. We like to debate. So here it is. Is it a relaxy cast? That does have a nice little ring to it, or a comfy cast. Nah, doesn't matter. We're going to have a great time tonight. I'm so glad you guys are here. Please let me know you're here. Ask us questions, make comments. I love for people to get involved. But why are you here on assignment?
I'm here because my Doberman Omi got her uterus deleted.
Her uterus
ripped right out yesterday or the day before Monday. Mm-hmm. And she has been a little under the weather, and I thought I would need some help.
Yeah.
With her.
So Dr. Tharp, our local veterinarian, one of our local veterinarians, did the surgery. And so the poor dog, though, like the cone, we got it a donut. So
got her.
I know. So we got the Doberman Omi a donut, and it worked out really well. So it looked more humane, so she wouldn't lick her stitches. But then somehow she got it off and then
gnawed it.
Yeah, broke it. So now she has the cone of shame.
The cone of shame.
And when you put it on her, she just goes still.
Like she freezes.
She freezes and she doesn't move.
She stares at the ground. It's sad, but I mean, she'll be better soon. So, and
I'm like, that's sad. It's just sad. We need to take it off and just watch her a little while. And Tori's like, she's fine. She's fine. I'm like, oh my God, it's not fine. It looks so bad. But anyway,
he also gave us some sedation pills, and I'm kind of loving the Doberman being a little chilled out a little bit.
Yeah,
I was like, can we have a refill?
She's a lot. She is a lot.
I'm kidding.
So anyway, let's talk about. So I always say tea. But this really isn't tea. So I boil some water, and then I'm going to tell you what I put in mine. Okay, so wait, let me tell you what I do in my coffee. I don't know if anyone cares, but I'm going to tell you. So in my coffee, I put Vital Proteins, a scoop of this in there, stirred up really well. It doesn't have any flavor. I get the unflavored. And then I put some organic cinnamon, a couple dashes of that. Oh my gosh, it makes it taste so good. And then every once in a while, I'll put like half a teaspoon of this cold pressed virgin coconut oil. It's delicious. And if you have dry mouth, a lot of people use that to just put a little bit in there and whirl it around and help. Yeah. And it's so good for your skin. Like you can eat it. You can rub it on your skin as moisturizer. It's a one-stop shop. This coconut oil is. But tonight I boiled some water, and I have a little bit of organic ginger, like a teaspoon of it. It's a lot because that has a kick. Ginger has a natural like little spice to it. And then a teaspoon of the organic cinnamon, which really helps, kind of like regulate your blood sugar, and a slice of lemon in hot water. And it tastes really good, and it's yummy. It's good for you. Mm-hmm. What do you have in yours?
I have lemon and honey in hot water. Really, I said earlier, I took a drink of it, like, really lubes up the vocal cords. It really gets me.
Me.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get into it. What you got going on? What do you want to share? Oh, wait. First, let's talk about these little mini microphones.
I love these. Okay, they make me feel a little bit important. Okay, just like, hello.
So
if I wasn't going to be an attorney in a year, and we're getting to that, I would be a newscaster. I would be like reporting live from my basement.
In the studio. Okay.
Back to you,
Debbie. So
they don't work though. Long story short.
So no, it's like we were getting ready to go live. So a little late we got started because when we realized that these won't stay on. So you'd think that might be something we would have tried when they came in yesterday, but we just thought we'd wing it, live podcast.
And then we don't have our producer.
Yeah, so Lynn Serrano is in flight right now, so she's not backstage. Yeah. So we are winging it on our own. Mm-hmm. So it's just the two of us gals, but we're just gonna cozy up in this comfy cast, aka relaxy cast, and give it to you. So what's going on right now with you?
So I'm about to start my last year of law school, which seems so surreal.
Yeah, I know.
I'm so excited about it. I honestly, I don't really have a lot of words for it because it seems so crazy. I've always been in school. I've never had a career, a job, like a full-time job that I'm going to have for a while. So I've always said I would be a full-time student. I love school, but I'm so excited because I'm so passionate about being a lawyer that I'm like ready to be done. I'm like, okay, I need to not have senioritis. I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be out, take the bar, and practicing. But yeah, it's just been a lot lately. We're gonna get all into that.
Yeah,
too.
I know, and what you've learned and the different things.
But it's a good thing. I'm really excited. What are you doing, Deb?
Well, wait. Let's go back to this. So you have, for the last couple of years in law school, had internships. So it's, but I know what you're saying. You've never had like a permanent job.
I've never had like a job that like I know that I'm going to be there for a while. Like I always knew I was going to be like in a career, not a trade. So I think that's what I mean. Like when you're in a trade, you're in high school and then you work through your trade, which I mean, could never do. Amazing people.
Oh, I know.
Angela, I always call her my cousin, but she's not. She's your niece.
Oh, my niece. Yeah, Angie. Angie does hair.
Yeah. So she's always had her career right out the gate of high school and been working. So I've always wanted to feel that. But out of undergrad, I didn't have a passion for business marketing. Sorry for my business marketers out there. I just didn't have a passion for it. So I knew I never was going to use that. Or not in the way that everybody else was, like going straight into marketing.
Let's see. We've got some people piping in here. 2 incredible ladies. Oh, Bob, we love you. I love Bob. Hey, oh, look, Sean, I just called you to see if our microphones were working.
We're like, hey, somebody help us.
I'm like, oh, hi, Sean. Doug Wing. What's going on, ladies? Well, you know what, Doug? Hang around. You're going to find out what's going on. Oh, winging it is always good. Yes, winging it. Yeah. Yes, I love it. And Anna says, "Aw, I love her. Looking amazing. You ladies rock it. All the love. Love right back to you." I have a big story about Anna, but she's going to be on the show in a couple weeks. So,
is this Anna? Is this Anna?
Dallas Anna.
Oh, hi, Anna.
Yay. Hi. Well, double trouble. 2 for 1. That's awesome. Thanks, you guys, for being here. So what I have going on.
Yeah, I want to know. And there's
you know what's going on.
I know, but we all want to know now.
Okay, so
make it public, Deb.
Yeah, well, I have been talking about it on my Find Your Fabulous page and a few other little places. So, I'm just, I've done the mother thing, loved it. It was my passion. My passion was being a mom and a wife and all of that. And then when the kids got older, they're still my passion and I'll always be a mother first. So then I ended up writing a book. I started a company where I do marketing for other small businesses. And then I started this podcast. And then now I am starting an online boutique with online streaming to show the clothes and all of that. And right before we went live, Tori and I were trying on some of the things that have come in.
There are amazing pieces that I got to try on. I get to live out my 6'3" dream if I was like a tall gal.
Tall model-esque.
A tall model-esque. If I could be a model, I'm living that now. So.
Yeah, so I dress her up. But the whole goal is, really my niche is for women around my age, anywhere from 40 to 60. And then younger, of course, older, of course. But I want a place where these women can come and know that basically everything that's on my website and everything that I live stream is going to be kind of in our comfort zone of what's appropriate to wear. And I don't even like to say the word appropriate because we all have our own style and I appreciate it so much. But I just know that so many women have come to me through my Find Your Fabulous business for a decade saying, I don't know what to wear. Can I wear this? Am I too old for this? Which always makes me gasp. But but the goal is to have clothes that I can show how it fits different body types. Yeah. So.
And I always say it's crazy because I feel like we are in kind of the same vibe of life, just at 2 different ages. Because I am changing so much. She is too. And she's going into kind of like a transitioning career time, and so am I. So we're both kind of learning at 2 different ages.
Yeah.
And that's crazy because
How they're kind of
the
meshing and paralleling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And we teach each other a lot of things.
Yeah.
I think that we both bounce things off of each other a lot. And
Yeah.
I thought, we don't really, and there's another thing that we don't really do is we don't really stop and think. Because remember yesterday, we were cuddle bugging around and laying in bed, and she goes, sometimes I think you were in law school, and that's crazy to me.
Yeah, there are times where I don't really think about like my daughter's in law school like you would think. It's just like she's got a job to do, she's in law school. And then sometimes I think, my daughter is in law school. Oh my God.
About to graduate. I think it's now that I'm about to graduate.
Yeah, it's becoming more real. Yeah.
And then I never thought you would ever. I don't want this to come off bad. It's going to sound bad, but I don't mean it bad. I never thought of you being anything more than just my mom.
Mm-hmm. I understand that.
So, because all she was a stay-at-home mom my whole life. And then when I went to college, you changed, and it was a slow change. Now it's not as slow anymore, but I will say you're still always there.
Oh yeah.
You're still a mom first, but that's,
yeah,
it's growing pains for everybody.
Yeah. Let's see. I think Dalton typed in, remember when I used to call Tori Dippy?
Used to. Still do.
This is her brother.
Yeah.
And he said, oh no, bring back the Speedo. And Queenie, look, Queenie. My favorite Bettendorf gals. Hi, Queen Bee. And Queenie is the one that did my last marketing pictures that I love so much.
And she did my pictures for my birthday.
Thank you guys for being here. That's amazing. But yeah, you're right. So I'm growing. And, I always wanted to continue learning and growing as a person. And even though it's funny to hear you say you only saw me as a mother and a room mom and a community involvement person, I always had you guys doing something in the community.
But you did so many things in the community that seemed like your job. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but when you're doing things as a volunteer, I could still, it didn't matter. It was on my time. I could still make my time.
It was it was now that you have a career that's not your children, it's weird when I call her and she doesn't answer.
Oh gosh.
And I'm like, hello, I'm done. There was one day I was actually on the brink of death and nobody was answering. And I was like,
so just so you all know who's listening right now, she was not on the brink of death.
I was. You came over and you were yelling at me. And then I got a little too drunky pants the night before with my friends, my girlfriends. And then I have a plethora of diseases that I have inside my body that make me, alcohol and me don't mix. We're not friends. We're not BFFs. We're kind of like enemies.
Like oil and water.
The next day, it seems like I have a stomach flu.
I feel like I'm really up in here.
I feel like I have a stomach flu. And I was dying and you didn't answer. And I was like, I'm dying. I'm dying.
Oh my gosh.
You're welcome, Tori.
Yeah. So, okay. So we're getting, Sean, you're welcome, Tori. I answered my phone. Oh. Well, I didn't hear you answer.
We were scared.
I was all discombobulated.
So you are starting your business,
yes.
Which later after this, we're done going live, you are posting.
Yeah. So right before we came on to talk to you guys, I was having Tori try on some of the pieces that are just now being shipped.
Yeah.
And then I tried on the pieces that were just shipped, the same things, so we can show you we're built totally differently. Mm-hmm. So how the clothes look on different body shapes.
So that's coming after this. So
I think tuned. I will. I might as well post it. Maybe I'll maybe I'll just post it on YouTube.
Yeah.
So you guys go to YouTube and see we did 3 dresses that came in. Her and I both wore the same dress. So you can see how it looks. So I'm really excited.
Yeah.
And but here's the thing. I want to talk about, and you share with people, we have a Chihuahua barking in the background.
She's up at the top of the steps. Usually she hangs out with us, but
yeah, I don't know what's happening. Come on, Bam. But anyway, let's talk about some of the things you've learned about yourself in the last few months and the growth that you've had.
Okay, so buckle in. We're going on a trip.
I'm going to go get the Chihuahua. Okay. Keep talking.
So basically, like you guys, we've talked about before, I'm in my 3rd year of law school, final year. I have been through so much stuff lately. especially in the past 3 months, I've finally tried to fully into my healing journey. I resisted it for a while because if you have ever gone through a change in your life, hi baby, you'll know that it's not fun, it's hard, and it's just difficult. So in the past 3 months, I've learned a few things that I would like to share. And I hope it resonates with some of you who are going through the same thing. I also want to start off by saying, if you're going through a hard time, talking about it, having somebody to bounce ideas off of, like I talk to her about a lot, or a best friend, or even me, reach out to me. I can be a shoulder to cry on or just an ear to hear. So basically, the first one is to invest in yourself, in your future. Okay. I have done this a lot the past 3 months. Every step I take, I think to myself, is this going to better me as a person or my career, or is it to support people I love? Because that's important too. You know, your career and yourself, great, but also supporting people that you love. And that has paid off so much already, guys. It's been like 3 months that I've started this and said, okay, I'm done. I was kind of like sulking around and being like, I'm just sad. And I was done with that. I was like, okay, I can't stay in this place. That is like my first lesson, because nobody else is going to love you like you do. Like, you've got to invest in yourself first, and then you'll see things just falling.
But that's a big lesson. And that's something that I also, and Tori and I, we talked about this in bed one night, just laying across the bed talking, how not only is our lives meshing with starting a new journey career wise, but also learning. I mean, at my age, you would think that I would know who I am and I would love myself fully at this point.
And I talked about that before on the podcast I was on before, I think in April.
Yeah.
There are some things that I've learned about myself. And I feel like that podcast in April was kind of a turning point for me, because there's some things I learned about myself I don't like. There are some things that I do. I'm completely candid with everybody. I honestly think being honest, even publicly, is good. Everybody learns.
Mm-hmm.
I've done things out of spite. I've done things because of my ego. And I have to check myself and be like, you know what? Why am I doing this? Ask yourself why. Is it bettering you, or is it and you'll taking a look in the mirror and really saying to yourself, like, what am I doing? Which is going into my next point in my next lesson, which is kind of like playing off of her. But what am I doing that's making my life worse? Because sometimes we self-sabotage and we're doing things to ourselves we don't even know we're doing, because it's so in habit. So that's my next lesson. I try not to get worked up. I would get so angry in high school when my mom would say this to me. I would be spouting off. She said this. She said that. I don't like that. I don't. And she stopped me and would be like, instead of ganging up and being like, yeah, screw her, she would say, what did you do? What did you do that caused this? I would be like, you're not supporting me. That's crazy. I don't understand why you're putting it back on me, when really that's a valid question. It's always good to validate your feelings. Okay, she did that. It made you feel that way. But what did you do that kind of made it worse or started a situation? Because that's always where you should start. Because the only person you can control is you.
Yeah.
And if you can shut down a situation so fast. And you've said that before. Like, Tori, have you ever thought of just like, I don't do well in silence when it comes to confrontation. Others, like, sometimes I can stare at people and like in conversation, and it's not like, I'm not bad with eye contact in like conversation and dead parts of conversation. But if someone's confronting me and coming at me and they say something that sparks emotion in me, the silence kills me. I'm like, I want to be.
Yeah, but you're like that with me. If I say something you don't like, but I've noticed you don't always communicate your feelings when it's going down.
I have to take a minute. And that
No, like later. And Dalton
Yeah.
even said to us, because my son, her brother, always says, and he learned this in college in psychology. Listen, and this is a great lesson for all of us. And this is this. Dalton, I learned it from my son. I learn from these guys all the time. He said, when you react, or respond is the correct word, when you respond to someone in a moment of confrontation, that is you responding to that situation. When you wait and you go off for a while, maybe a day or two, and you're ruminating and you're like, and then you go back, that's spite. That's ego. That's a reaction and a working yourself up, and that's not productive.
Yeah.
So, and I think we're all guilty of that, because sometimes in the heat of the moment, you don't really know how to respond. And sometimes you react, and that's even worse than not responding.
And I think it's just like,
did that make sense? I don't know if I made
Dalton
needs on
here. Here it is.
Okay.
It's good.
Dalton says the time to defend yourself is in the moment. Anything after that is revenge. Thank you, son. I am telling you, you are good.
I'm telling you, Dalton is so great. He needs to be back on here.
He is. I know. He needs to come back on. I wish he could be here right now. Yeah. He works a lot.
Another thing that bothered me, but now in my adult life, I'm like, oh wow, my mom was right. I was like, you know what? Maybe she's right, because there have been times where I have done things and then been like, oh, maybe that's why she reacted that way, or so.
And I am not a perfect person. No. I've made a lot of mistakes. And Tori and I just had a big old argument not very long ago when I came to your apartment. And
on the street too. Like,
I mean, I
let that cat fight on the street. Mom,
it wasn't. We didn't scratch and we didn't bite, but we were.
There were words.
There were said, and I have.
She was in her polka dot sleep pants. I was like, we were among the crazies. Walking down downtown.
We had to walk the Doberman. I always call it, I don't know why I do that. But
another thing, you have to be okay and comfortable with the duality of things. And I love this because Dalton taught me this too. Dalton is very a thought-provoking person, and he makes you think inward a lot. So, and here he is. Hold on.
Oh. You two should share the story about the text.
We will after this. Oh my God, we will after this. Yes. Okay. So basically, I'll make this short because that's a funny story. The duality of things. Okay. So I've dealt with this. It's a hard concept for me to understand and learn because it's so raw human emotion. I used to have a hard time understanding that I can be happy and like jealous at the same time. And this is where it's like stemming from and what I've really learned and moved through. Jealousy is a very ugly emotion. People have a hard time speaking about it. I'm wearing green. The green monster. Okay.
Yeah. It's
but if you get comfortable talking about uncomfortable feelings, it gets easier. And I've learned that too. And like I said before, everybody learns. So I am going to make this short and try not to be emotional.
Okay.
So I made a really big change about a year ago in my life. And at this point in my life, I thought I was going to be planning to buy a home, be engaged, get married after law school, start a family, start my life and my career. And I thought I was set in that area of my life. That has completely changed. But what hasn't changed is everybody else's lives continue to go on. And a lot of my really good friends have been getting engaged, getting married, having kids, and doing things that I expected to be doing within the next year. I love my friends, want nothing more than happiness for all of my friends. But there's a part of me that went, oh, I feel very jealous right now because I'm feeling a little bit negative feeling in my heart. And I acknowledge that because what you can't do is just keep brushing it off to the side. That's how it builds up. You got to say, I acknowledge I'm jealous because that's how I feel. But I'm also, what's more important is I'm even more happy than I am jealous for my friends, right? And I need to say, you know what? My life is on its own journey. It's moving towards something greater than I can think of. Things happen for a reason. Everything happens like it's supposed to. And I've got to trust in that. And I have to be there for my friends and love them and move toward them. And you know what? acknowledging your jealousy is right, sorry, but acting on it and being a piece of crap toward your friends because you're jealous and making them feel worse is wrong. So if you acknowledge it in yourself and you say, okay, moving forward, you're good. You're all good with yourself.
Well, and so once again, saying that two things can be true at the same time. You can be envious of someone or jealous of what they have going on in their lives, but also very happy. And I've always, I don't know, I really have jealousy for me. I mean, I'm not saying I haven't been envious of other people or maybe would, I don't know. Jealous is a strong word.
It's almost like a feeling.
I was raised by K. So I
mean, jealousy or feeling left behind or feeling like, it's also a feeling of sadness in my heart from the situation. But it all stems, and it's like I said before, it's like a negative feeling. And when you start to feel that negative feeling creep up, it's almost like, like you don't want to acknowledge it because you're like, why am I, you feel guilty for feeling that way, especially if it's with people that you love and you're feeling that way. And it sucks, guys. It sucks. And I've had to trust in the process a lot because I just never thought I would be here. That's what I have thought. Like, I never thought I'd be here. I always thought I'd be the one I always thought I'd be the first one.
Look, our producer must have landed.
Oh my gosh, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi.
We miss you.
Yeah. That's all we got to say.
That's all we got to say.
That's all we got to say.
No one can be you.
Bye.
Oh, wait, Lisa Perna. No one can ever be you or do the things you are supposed to do in life. And, we don't want to be someone else either. No. We got to be happy with who we are inside. And my sister, her namesake, her namesake, Victoria, my sister, comparison sucks. I don't know what I'm
guilty.
I'm guilty.
Okay. She added it.
Okay, I'm guilty. Okay. Wow.
So here's the telemarketer story, okay?
Okay, but before we do that, what are you doing for yourself to recognize that you're jealous or that you're angry or that you don't like something about yourself? What are you doing to help you grow and be better?
Acknowledging it and saying,
okay, that's right. You said that.
I'm acknowledging it and moving forward and saying, okay, I've acknowledged the feeling, now no more.
Okay. All right. So you want to tell it's all about Venmo. So Venmo, Venmo.
What had happened was, so I am in summertime and I have 2 jobs, but only one job pays me. So I've been a little short on cash. Okay. So keep your judgments to yourself. Okay.
It's okay.
So I've called my mommy and my daddy and said, hey, I need some cash to pay my rent. So I had her Venmo me my amount. And my debit card expired and I forgot to send in for a new one on time. So my bank account, I had to link it to my bank account. And it was the day you sent me the money that I linked the bank account. Anyway, the details don't matter.
It was whole thing where it was holding the money and wasn't going into her account.
And I was going to get kicked out. So I
kicked out of her
my apartment. I was like 2 days late on my rent already. And I was like, Mom, I'm going to get kicked out. So I'm at the roof of my apartment complex on the phone with Mom and this.
Well, wait. So I said, I'm going to handle this. We're going to get this through. I'm going to call Venmo. Called Venmo. I got this really nice guy and I already talked to him for a while and he needed some information that I couldn't provide. So I said, well, wait, I don't want to hang up because I want to still work with you. Can we do a 3-way call? And he's like, I guess if you can do that. I'm like, oh, let me get her on the phone right now. So I patched her through. And so all 3 of us were on the phone.
I'm in Columbus on the roof of my apartment complex trying to talk to Mom and this guy from Venmo. And I was talking him through it. What had happened, and I was like, I tried to instant and it wouldn't go. So I did 1 to 3 business days. So he goes, okay, we can delete that. He puts the money back in my Venmo account. Then we try to instant it again and it doesn't work. He doesn't understand why it's not working. And I'm like, well, we tried this already. And then Mom said, is there any way you can push through the 1 to 2 business day thing? You're on the phone now. He was like, no. And Mom's like, well, I don't know what you're going to do, Tori. You can't
So
pay
then
your rent.
so he's on the phone, but I didn't want to let him go until I figured it out. Like, I'm going to figure this out where there's something we can do. So
then
she and I are having a full-on conversation.
with this guy on the phone. Okay, he's quiet, right? Mom goes, well, you can't pay your rent. I'm like, Mom, I know, but
I'm like, I'm going to have to drive up there. Do they take cash?
Do they take a cash? Do
Credit
they take
card? What do
check?
I need
What's
to do?
going on? And he goes, is everything like, and he's trying to get a word in, and this man is on the phone just doing his job, just trying to get the and I'm like, Mom, let's not have this conversation with him on the phone.
I'm like, but I don't want him to go, because what if we think of something else we can do?
And I'm like, Mom, he's so imagine this man is in front of his computer at the Venmo place.
The mother-daughter situation.
He's on the phone thinking these women are talking back and forth, and we're talking fast to each other because we do that a lot.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my God, Troy, you're going to get kicked out. You're going to get kicked out
like,
of your
why didn't
apartment.
you not tell me this earlier? Why didn't I know? I could have given you money earlier if you knew you weren't going to have the money.
And I'm like,
and then she's like, stop, Mom, let's go. I'm going to hang up. I'm going to hang up. I'm like,
so
don't go yet.
And I hang up because I'm like, this poor man. I was like, have a nice day, sir. Thank you. And hung up. And long story short,
we didn't even really think anything of it until you.
I don't know how I paid
you used our credit card.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So anyway, but you said you didn't really think much of it until you were having the conversation with Dalton later that night, and he goes, seriously, you guys were having and then you guys busted out laughing and then probably made fun of me, which is typically what happens because, hey, making fun of your moms is what you do. Dalton says, tech guy, ma'am, I'm sorry, but I'm not a family therapist.
Because I was starting to get like red in my face, even alone, because I was like, this man is like on the phone.
I was fine. I was not embarrassed at all. I was like, we got to get this taken care of. Yeah. So Lisa, I love she holds her pretend phone old school. I know. I love it, Lisa. That's a great observation.
People who do that are like weird.
I know, but you used to play on my grandparents still had that rotary phone. And when you were a little girl, you used to play on it. That was so funny. That is so funny. Yeah.
My kids never do. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
People probably wonder what we're doing. Like, unless you know what the rotary phone is, they probably wonder, like, Britney Spears, like, the little mic.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's funny. That is so funny. But yeah, there's like little things that happen like that, mother-daughter all the time. I don't know. Maybe we're just more vocal and maybe it's me. I don't know.
There are times where we're in public and I'm like, these people do not need to know this much about us right now.
Yeah, I know. And you do tell me sometimes, like, you give too many details. I'm like, okay. I give too many details, I guess. So
sometimes.
Dalton is coming in hot with these comments. Kids these days don't know what we say. Dial the number. Yeah, dial?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, Dalton.
Yeah.
Kellen Ann says, two beauties. Well, we love you a lot, girlfriend. We're going to keep that comment up there.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, Kellen Ann. Gifts that wow. Well, so I'll tell you what else I'm doing. So anyone that's local, August 31st, the Mighty Children's Museum is starting a mom's group. So this is such a great idea too. So the kids can come on the 31st from 5:30 to 7. There'll be in the museum, and there's all these amazing activities and exhibits that the kids can play on. There'll be people there to watch your children. And then we go upstairs and all of us moms talk, and they have me as a guest speaker. And I'm going to be the first one, and it's like launching this whole moms thing. And I am really excited and honored that they asked me to come and do that. Isn't that a neat little logo that they have?
Yeah.
And so there'll be mocktails and cocktails, and it'll be a whole lot of fun. So I hope you all come and join us on August 31st. So come and join us if you're local.
Yeah.
Even if you're not local, wouldn't I flip out if I saw like Lisa Perna show up at the Mighty Children's Museum? Yay! Yeah. Thank you. So let's ask some other. Wait, are we wanting to tell them some other stuff before I start asking these questions that I want everyone to think about that I ask? Yeah, there's floaties. Huh?
I don't know.
I want to ask, okay, so these are some questions that I thought of that I also thought would be good for you to think about and answer yourself, or share them with us if you want. So, what have you had? Easy for me to say. What have you had?
It wasn't the fact that you joked. It's the reaction you had after. Why did you?
It was shocking. I need a drink. Okay.
Take a drink first before you start.
You guys, this is what I had to put up with. Okay. What have you had enough of? What have you had enough of? I mean, that's kind of a negative question, really.
Yeah, the way you.
I have had enough of you right now. I'm getting off of this podcast. What have you had enough of?
I would say I've had enough of like diet culture and like people acting like, I think, you know what? I think that we're a bunch of hypocrites.
Oh, look, wait, Kelly. Kelly says, oh, but I need to know if the rent got paid. She still has an apartment.
Yes, I'm still there.
We got it paid. Thank you for asking. Good question, Kelly. Good question. Lynn, what did Lynn say? It's more not enough. It's more not enough of you two ladies. Oh.
So diet culture and saying like, are we really body positive or are we just acting like it? Because that's sometimes I feel like that's kind of like fakey. Like people are like, I want, like, we accept you at all sizes. And then they're like, diet this much and lose this much weight. I've always just wanted to be strong. I think that's the biggest thing.
Well, you haven't always wanted to be strong.
No.
You wanted to be a beanpole skinny when you were in high school. We had that conversation on one of these podcasts where you really let that out too.
Yeah, and it's because I don't know, I think it's also like how I follow people on Instagram and stuff now. Like you curate your own feed. That if there are people on your feed you don't like, delete those people.
She is a vibe, Anna. Anna says, Victoria, you are a vibe, and I love it. LOL. Oh, you guys will love each other. You're going to meet sometime, I'm sure of it.
So, yeah, the diet culture kind of makes me sad.
Diet culture makes you sad, and you're kind of sick of it.
I'm kind of sick of it.
Okay. So, are we really body positivity, or are we just saying it because that's the politically correct thing to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess what have I had enough of is, I am so not into politics at all. But I guess even if you aren't into politics, I mean, I keep up on current events and the laws. And
she was watching about the aliens yesterday.
Oh yeah,
that gives me major anxiety. Like I don't want to know if someone's coming to kill me.
That gives you anxiety.
I don't want to know. They're gonna come down and zap me down. I want to not know. I want to just be. No. Sorry for interrupting you.
Okay. No, that's fine. You go for it. Get in there when you can. So I think that for me, it's more of what I've had enough of is just the division. I mean, we can have different views and still like one another and get along.
Yeah, it's polarized.
It's been so long of this division. And it's not just about politics. It's about, they always say, don't talk about politics or religion. Well, I think it's just like we fight about everything. I'm just over it. I really want people to get along. And if you have of course, we're going to have different views because we're different human beings. We have our own mind. We're going to think what we want to think. But can we not fight about it every second?
You know what Cassidy said? Cassidy's my BFF. From long school.
She's a blessing.
I love you so much.
Bambi's like,
I love you too,
Bambi's like, I don't like Cassidy if she took my place.
But Cassidy said if we were all a little bit more honest and like took how you take those anonymous like exam things where you just answer honestly,
or questionnaires
things. She said a lot of people are more in the middle. And you don't even know it. And she said there are some families and some people who are like, they're Republican. Kick them out. And it's like, it's like, why are we going to base it off of just that?
Yeah. Lisa's right. Now it's all about it's all about all things is either my way or the highway. I don't know what's going on with my voice. I'm just crickety crackety tonight.
She's hitting puberty.
Really late. Yes, very late. But I guess I would love for everybody to I've had enough of it. I just want everybody to get along. I'm sick of it. So So what are you, everyone? I would love to hear anybody that wants to pipe in. What are you all most passionate about right now? Most passionate about right now? What?
My self-love. And prioritizing, is that right? Myself.
Yeah, prioritizing.
Myself and my health and my really, like my friends. I'm really enjoying creating memories with my girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
And like the people, like investing in my female relationships. Like I feel like I never really had a tribe of friends that weren't like, I've always felt like I love your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always loved your friends. I haven't had people my age that, and it's partly because I always say my Debbie next to me to make friends, because I'm a little bit shy when you first meet me. I know you couldn't tell. I'm a little shy when people first meet me in person. So it's hard, but I'm really enjoying.
Well, in your defense, it is a screen and us.
Yeah. And so I'm really enjoying my female relationships right now and building friendships that'll last a really, really long time.
Yeah. Oh, look, Joe Ingram. Hey. I'm
also really passionate about law. I know that's kind of like,
yeah. Well, it's
corny.
Good to like what you're in.
But I'm really enjoying where I'm at with like my career. There's a lot of excitement behind that. So female relationships, just like trying to find.
So Joe Ingram just said that he understands because he's very shy too.
Sure.
She knows enough by watching these podcasts, and this he should be a stand-up comedian, I swear. He's my personal comedian. He makes me laugh all the time. Lisa Perna, my sister said Jesus and my kitchen sanding. That's what she's passionate about. Aw. Yes, we love Jesus too, and we're so excited that you're redoing your kitchen, Vicki. I'm so happy for you. And Lisa says that's because you carry justice.
Yes, the hammer of justice.
There we go. The hammer of justice. But I think there's so much I get on something and I'm passionate about it. My passion right now is doing the things that I used to fear.
Ooh,
doing the things that I thought I couldn't do because I wasn't capable enough, or I wasn't worthy enough, or it wasn't meant for me. It was meant for other people. And I really felt that way. I was really afraid to do the things that I really, really wanted to do. And I did a lot of things all around what I really wanted to do. And now I'm stepping into it and I'm investing in it and I'm investing in myself.
And listen, what I just said before that, I just said at the beginning of this podcast, we're in the same types of part of our life. And I just said, I was doing everything around healing and like focusing on myself until now.
Yeah. So it's the healing journey of things like what you think about yourself, whether that's you put it on yourself or other people put it on you to make you believe that you're a certain way, or you should be this, or you're labeled something. I think I allowed others to label me or put me in a certain box of what I was or what I should be. I don't know. And that's on me. It's not on anybody else. But I did accept that. And then until I got more self-aware and did the journey of self-healing for myself is when I'm like, nuh-uh, I can do this. And this isn't me. And this is whatever. Okay.
He said, healing journey. I wish it was honestly, scraping, getting a boo-boo would be way better.
Yeah.
Than the mental BS.
How many Band-Aids? Oh my God, I just had a visual. You know how I am. That's the way my brain works. But I just visualized if everyone had to wear Band-Aids for all the things that they needed to heal internally, we'd be walking around seeing Band-Aids all over people.
Yeah.
We'd be mummified. We'd be bandaged head to toe. Lisa Perna, you have a strong voice that you will begin to walk into. Your voice will bring change and peace. I believe that too, Lisa. And I got to say this. So Lisa Perna, I met her through Steve Rizzo on Hey, I'm Talking Here podcast. And I immediately connected to Lisa. And she's a very, very God-loving, Jesus, religion, faith, spirituality, everything that's good, like bright light, like she doesn't need any lights. She looks good. Like she lights from the inside out. And she'll tell you it's because of Jesus. But during the time that Tori was really struggling is when I met Lisa. And I said, could you say a prayer for my daughter? And I videoed her on my phone saying a prayer for Tori. And she listened to it every morning for a long time.
Yeah.
And would sob and just appreciate it. So Lisa,
I remember
thank you.
that day, Lisa, when Mom sent that to me it was directly after the podcast. And she, when things hit you really like in a vulnerable spot and you're like, how does she feel that way toward, So I remember uncontrollably sobbing, like to the point where, when you have that like ugly cry and you're like,
Coyote ugly,
like you're like gasping for air. That's where I was. And there are still times I get really sad like that. But when I do, I pull up that video.
You pull up the prayer. So I was holding on to Courtney Hines's comment, and then a bunch of more comments came in. And I want to say to Courtney, I hope you're still here, Courtney, because I don't want you to think I was ignoring you, but you said some things that I wanted to touch on. And she said, I'm so excited for this boutique. You're such a fashion inspiration, and I can't wait to see some higher fashion clothes from someone local. Thank you. And she said, you have done a great job with her. You should be such a proud mom. This is a conversation that is so needed. Self-love is hard some days. And Courtney, you are so right. And I want to say to that comment that, we all can look really put together on the outside, but every single day I pray and I remind myself that I'm worthy of doing and being and accepting and receiving all the good things that life has to offer, because every human being, I think, some more than others, but you can go there in negative spaces with yourself. And when you're aware of it and you catch yourself and get off of that negativity train, it really does help you have better days. So thank you for coming in on that.
I also learned with self-love that you can't expect other people to love you more than you love yourself. You gotta love yourself. You can only love people to the capacity you love yourself.
That's true.
Which isn't.
Catherine said, sad when we do not realize our freedoms are slowly disappearing. So my opinion is that we better pay attention, even if we do not choose to be political. Yes, definitely pay attention. I'm definitely not political. I don't want to play that political game, but 100%. We have to know the laws. We have to know everything that's going on in the world.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I guess when I say I don't want to play the politics thing, it's just the ugliness and the sides and the division.
You don't want to be in that category. You'd rather not.
Yeah. It's just, category. What would we do without all of our politicians helping us pass laws and protect us? But I just am over the fighting and the division. That's all I meant by that. Terry Reed says, baby girl, you have no reason to be jealous of anyone. You choose your path and own it. You are not on anyone else's time schedule. Best advice I can give the younger generation is do you. Do not measure yourself amongst your peers. Can I get a amen? Amen to that. Also, easier said than done.
Easier said than done. And Terry, let me tell you something. In law school, they literally measure you against everybody else. So it's kind of like I'm in that headspace right now, sister.
Yeah.
So it's hard to remove yourself when you're in it.
Yeah. So. Terry gave us an amen.
Can I get a amen?
Okay. So my next question is, what makes you cry?
Okay. So I have an answer for happy cry and sad cry.
Okay, what do you want to start with? The good news or the bad news?
I say happy cry first.
Okay, we want to end on the sad note. Okay,
sad first. Then.
Okay, sad. What's
thinking
sad?
About like Bambi or Omi or like family members dying makes me sad.
Notice she said the dogs first.
Yeah.
That would make her cry.
Because that's sooner going to happen. That makes me sad.
You just never know.
Happy cry. I would say that like there's a lot of things that like make me happy cry. Like when I see some like Like,
I remember that one time you saw an old man and an old woman.
oh yeah,
getting
that
ice cream or something, and you're like,
yeah.
oh my god.
I think that old people are so cute.
Yeah.
It brings me to tears. Sometimes they
Yeah.
walk when they're like walking across the street, or if they have like a walker. I think
Good times a ticking. You're gonna love your mom.
I'm like, oh my gosh, that is. I think that, and I think that the older generation has such wise and great stories. You should sit down and listen to them sometimes.
Ooh,
That was
yeah.
my favorite thing to do when I would go to my grandparents' house. Either
Mhm.
one, I would be like,
Mhm.
you gotta tell them about your mom and what she did, and I wanted to know everything. So I think that kind of off subject, but that's
Mhm.
awesome. The Notebook, the movie The Notebook, makes me
Mhm.
happy cry.
Yeah. I think my parents are the most closely that of anyone I know to The Notebook. I don't know. If my sister's still watching, don't you agree? And one night, so I had read the book, The Notebook, and then I had sent my parent one night. It came on like I don't know, on TV, and I was like, oh my gosh! So I called my parents. I'm like, you guys have to watch this, and they were probably like, oh, we're watching it, and I was like, no, really, you got to watch it. So like I'm watching American Idol. I'm like, no, you really need to watch this. So Marvin,
they're telling us.
Debbie wants us to turn it on and watch the notepad. She probably said.
Yeah.
And I said it's The Notebook. So they watched it and they called me when it was over. And my dad said, who is a man of very few words, which no wonder, right? Because it's him and 4 girls.
Yeah.
Okay, so he never really got a word in edgewise. But he said that is how your mom and I want to go. I mean, I can't live without her. And we decided that would be the best. And I was like, oh my God. They are. The reason I wanted to watch it is because that story is so them. Like so them.
I think a really like rich love between two people is a happy cry.
Yeah.
When you see that, you're like, that's adorable. Love that.
Mm-hmm. That is. Touched by Prayer is saying, oh, no, Touched by Prayer is Lisa Perna's.
She said that she had to move.
Oh, she had to move over. Red Rover, Touched by Prayer TV came on over. Christopher Roush. We know Christopher. You know Christopher.
Yes.
Rock stars. You guys are awesome. Sorry getting here late. Just got off a call. That's okay. Better late than never, Christopher. Thank you so much for being here. And Amanda.
This is going to make me happy cry. I started what you need to
what happened?
Read this.
Amanda. Oh, Amanda.
Mm-hmm. This is going to make me happy cry.
Okay. Hi, Tori. I know we have not talked in forever, but I wanted you to know I look forward to seeing your daily posts and videos of your day. You have given some really good advice along with giving me a good laugh when I needed it most in your videos. Keep doing you, girl. Go YSU. So, Amanda, thank you for that. And we will always love you. All the memories you guys had at YSU.
Yeah, that was a really
Penguins.
Yeah, I loved YSU while I was there. And she was one of my first friends I made on my own. So without the Debbie doll next to me, she made Barbie. We got to talk about Barbie too. Okay. But she was I know, we're 52.
Oh my gosh, we've been on here, people. Okay. But Amanda, thank you.
Amanda, I love you. You're one of my first friends I made on my own. I think of you all the time. And that did bring me almost ugly cry on this live.
Ugly cry, but a good cry.
A good happy cry. Talk about a happy cry.
Terry says, your parents are the most amazing people other than mine that I know. What examples we have been blessed to have in our lives. Absolutely, Terry. That is so
Can we wrap up with Barbie?
All right.
The story about Barbie.
Okay.
So basically what happened
Barbie movie.
She claims.
It's so true.
She claims that I left her out because she asked to go to the Barbie movie with me. But she never asked me.
I did too.
I don't remember that. I went with my friends and she said I ding dong ditched her. I don't remember that. So let me remind
everybody first. Okay, so this is 100% what happened, and I'm not making it up. I'm not that crazy. So here's what happened.
I'm not telling you you're crazy. So, I'm telling you that I don't remember you asking.
Okay, so here's what happened. I said, "Oh my God!" And I have a ton of pink clothes. I mean, I'm just like, I played with Barbies all the time.
She's making her case.
I know, but I did, and you did too. And I got you all the stuff, and it would I would play Barbies with her when she was a little girl. I played Barbies. I loved it. My friends who are watching, we in the neighborhood, in the hood, we played the Barbie dolls all the time. I loved it so much. So, and I always thought like Barbie sometimes got a bad rap. Let's just be honest. So I then was so excited to find out that the Barbie movie was coming out. So I tell my daughter, Victoria, I'm like, oh my God, it's so fun. Let's get dressed up. Let's go to the movie together. And she said, and she did, this is a true story.
I don't remember this.
She said, ew, I'm not going to the movies. Lice. Ew. And then I'm like, ew, God, now I don't want to go. I
Okay.
don't want to get lice.
Let me tell you, I got lice 3 times as a kid.
Yeah,
okay?
you were like, and it was all
and
in
I
like
love
third
my
grade.
hair. And I remember
It was
crying.
awful. I
It
was having
awful.
a nervous breakdown. I know
Awful.
David was like, her dad said, oh my God, are we going to have to burn the house down and start
Shave
over?
my head.
I was bleaching everything. I know that doesn't matter. Like, it's not like they're everywhere, but in my mind,
And
I
then
was.
bed
It's making
bugs.
me itch just
but
to think.
I
Bed
don't
bugs?
bed bugs.
At the movie theater. I'm like, we never had those. But people get them and you can't, it's not you can't help it. But yeah, she definitely had lice 3 times. We were traumatized by that. I was traumatized by that.
I was about to shave my head. And I would not look good bald. I'd look exactly like Dave.
So anyway, that's the story. I haven't seen Barbie, but she did. Yes. Then you called me and said
it was the best movie I've ever watched in my entire life.
No, it wasn't. You said though that there was a lot of parallels to mother and daughter.
It's mother daughter. A lot of people went home to their moms and like hugged their moms and were like, I love you.
What? Tell me why.
Because you said, do you want to watch the movie? I don't want to spoil it. People haven't seen it.
Okay. So I haven't, including me, people. I don't know. Haven't seen it.
56 minutes. Listen, guys, we had
But what else? There was something else we talked about maybe, but what did we? Oh, no. Oh, the protein. So, God love her. I bet Amy's watching. I hope Amy's on here.
Sorry, Amy.
So we have some people who were wanting to know
really quick.
about protein. Well, and protein powder specifically.
So, first of all, I'll make a little plug here. I do write up fitness plans for people.
Amy, yay. Amy. I am. Amy, you're here.
So I do write fitness plans up for people if you're interested in that. I'm just going to selfishly plug that in there. Okay. But also, Amy, I will be talking directly to you because you had this question. I am plant-based completely. So I'm dairy-free. So I use a plant-based protein. It's like a pea protein like mixture. But this up on the screen.
Look on the other side.
Right now. Wait, it's always backwards.
You gotta go this way.
I'm here. Wait, do I point it?
Don't worry about pointing. Focus. Okay, so this is the protein.
This is the protein I use. This is the whey protein. I would start with whey protein if you aren't lactose intolerant and or dairy intolerant, any of that. So I would start with whey. It works better in your body. It's definitely.
Why does whey work better than plant-based protein?
I don't know. It's just it's made from milk, from like cow's milk and cow protein, and it's just better for it. Not better for you. It's just
the protein must go into.
It's just strong. It's just better for like building, keeping you full longer.
Okay,
that's what I've seen. That's what I personally. I was whey before I was plant-based, and I like whey way better.
But you can't have it because she's dairy-free because of some of the stuff that she has going on in her body.
And I love the company 1UP. 1UP is my favorite. 1UP or First Form. Those two are really good. It's First. It's like it's PHOM.
Form is spelled with a PH. So, but what is it about, especially as we start to age and muscle is harder to keep and it's harder to build. It's so important to get enough protein.
And it keeps you full longer. Too.
So how often should one have a protein shake?
If you don't work out every day, I would have one every morning. If you work out every day, after your workout.
It's better to take the protein shake after your workout.
In about a 30-minute period after you're done working out.
Okay. Are there any other products that people can take that is beneficial for muscle?
Creatine, but creatine makes you retain water. That makes you retain water weight. So if you don't want to retain water, don't take creatine, but that does help with muscle growth. If you want muscle growth.
Yeah. So another thing, and Amy, I don't know if you and I had a conversation, everyone listening, in our diets, especially in the United States.
Okay,
We lack.
pause. Hold on.
Uh-oh. Dave comes in for the win.
Dad, get off.
Dave says whey is easier for the body to process.
Also, I'd like to make a mention. He's on LinkedIn right now. He doesn't know how to get on YouTube, and he doesn't know how to get on Facebook.
Does.
He doesn't have a
He
Facebook.
doesn't have Facebook.
He calls Facebook the devil.
Yeah,
okay?
He does. But he's on LinkedIn. Hey,
Is
Dave.
that OHUP? Oh my gosh.
Okay, you guys. Oh, I hope you're doing so well. You're so cute. Olivia, I have the best memories of softball with you. You little feisty thing. She would steal bases. Oh my gosh, that girl was something else.
Little shortstop.
Hey. Yeah, a little shortstop. She was a feisty thing. I loved watching her. Hi, Olivia. But let me get back to this. So I want everyone to know this. It's very important.
Okay, if we're really
it's magnesium. Magnesium, and there's a lot of different types of magnesium. Magnesium glycinate, it goes in and out of the body. It doesn't store.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good to help you relax and sleep, but it is also giving you the magnesium that you're not most likely getting in your diet. So it helps with, let's say, I take 2 every single night before I go to bed. It helps calm me down. But the other thing it does is, like, I box. I have pretty aggressive workouts 4 times a week in the mornings. And it helps with muscle repair. It helps with, it helps a lot. Just look it up. Magnesium glycinate. I just get the Pure brand. It's called Pure. It doesn't cost that much. And I get mine on Amazon. But it has helped me immensely. And I want to share that with women, and especially women that might be going through menopause and are having a little trouble sleeping. And 2 every night is really good. And it also helps your bowels.
I take 2 every night.
Yeah, she does too. So it's not just an age thing. It's really, we, especially Americans, we should 100% be we should be taking magnesium glycinate. You won't be disappointed. Okay. And so
we're getting a little testy here. We're going over an
Terry
hour.
also said, I know I never go over an hour. But you know what, guys? Thank you for being here. And she's going to be a regular, so she'll probably be on once a month if she has time with her schedule. And be watching for the videos that she and I did with 3 new dresses that Studio 11 Style just got in. I think I'll just load them on YouTube. I think that's where I'll start and do a short. So look for it. Hey, if you're not following my YouTube channel, please do that. It really helps.
Smash that subscribe button.
Smash it. Oh, is there one on the screen? Can anyone see it?
Yeah,
It was supposed to be. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Next week, we have a big show. I'll tell you all about that later. Really impressive. It'll be fun. It'll be fun next week. So any parting words?
I love y'all. Thank you for supporting my mother. She's the best ever. And here's to a great year and passing the bar in a year.
Yay! She may help defend you.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to be a prosecutor. You'll be defense.
I think I might be defense.
Might be defense.
So
Okay.
Don't get into trouble. Don't hire me. Okay. Well, hire me, but don't hire me for. Never mind. We need to go.
I think we're done. Have a great night, everybody.
Have a great night.
I don't really, now without my producer, I'm not really sure what to do. Wait a minute, sister. I got this. Have a great night. Much love to all. See you next week. Same time.
Deuces.
Different guest.
That floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day.